Hello and welcome to our video on Cancer is like sheep or goat. Cancer years of 2027 and 2039 are sheep-goat years. Now 2027 is a Cancer year and 2039 will be of the crab also. So that's because in Western astrology sign of Cancer the crab is similar to the Chinese Zodiac sign of sheep or goat. Now, this fact is due to the time of year on a monthly basis and also in the larger astrological clock of years. Now, in Chinese astrology, they used to use sheep for this zodiac sign. It was always sheep or goat, just one of those two animals. They consider them the same. And lately, in more recent years, they consider goat to be more what they talk about. So I always say sheep and goat because in the not too distant past, it was mostly sheep that they spoke of. So sheep or goat, it's all from this same time frame, okay? And it's the same time of the year as the sign of Cancer the crab. The days are just slightly, over a few days margin, but generally it's very similar. Yeah. And it's the time of year, not the animals that it's based on. But the planet that rules both of these is the moon, and the other attributes are very similar. So there is a lot of correspondence, a lot of similarity between these two signs. Now, popular astrology focuses the West upon the zodiac sign of the months. We figure that like your Aries or your Taurus, Gemini, that kind of thing. Okay, we don't really think about the years. Now, in contrast, the famous Chinese astrology arrangement centers upon the zodiac animal sign of the year. So we say, oh, I was born in the year of the monkey. And monkey is like Leo, okay? So I was born in the sign of monkey, but we consider that to be the years. We don't consider that the Chinese also have a monthly, okay? So when the curtain of the magician opens, we can see that each month has a Chinese horoscope assignment, and every year has a corresponding Western Zodiacal allocations, because what you have is they have the same in both. You have months and years in the Chinese, and you have months and years in the Western, but they don't talk about it to make you think it doesn't exist. Okay, but it does exist. It's sort of kept quiet. So keep in mind that there are varying elements in the Chinese astrology and also in Feng Shui, which I used to teach a lot of, which give exacting and precise qualities to each zodiac sign that the Western astrological system either does not possess or more likely does not disclose to the public. Of course, 2027 is a Yin Fire Sheep Goat year. So 2027 in particular is Yin Fire Sheep Goat year. That's a red goat, sheep goat. And 2039, which is also a sheep goat, is a Yin Earth Sheep Goat year. So that would be, I believe, let's see, I'll have to get to the colors here in a minute, but Earth has a different color, and we're going to get to that in a minute. Earth is yellow. Yeah, it's yellow. So fire is red, Earth is yellow. Water is black. We're going to get to that in a minute, the rest of them, but you see how it works out. So this, in 2027, this coming fire sheep goat year, it's going to be red because it's fire. And in 2039, because it's an Earth, Yin Earth, Earth is yellow. That's a yellow sheep goat year. Some say gold, but yellow is the traditional color, but some will say gold. And when it's white, they'll say silver. But the basics are yellow and white and those kind of colors. There's 5 colors to go with the 5 elements in Chinese astrology. Funny, they don't have air. They have wood and metal instead of air. So it's interesting. It's just a little bit different. Now, such attributes give excellent information as to the nature and characteristics of each sheep-goat year. Now, sheep-goat year comes every 12 years. You have a sheep-goat year every 12 years. Like you have a monkey year every 12 years. It's like that, okay? Now, the Yin Fire Sheep Goat year specifically arrives every 60 years, occurring again in 2087. So in 2087, we'll have another Yin Fire Sheep Goat year, okay? So that they say that when you reach 60 in the Chinese astrology, you start all over again. You start your life over again. So you say, I wish I knew then what I know now. you can do it all over again to get to that point. Now, there are 5 Chinese elements, as we mentioned. There's metal, water, wood, fire, and earth. Also, there are 2 issuances of yin and yang. So we have yin or yang, those issuances. There, yin is more feminine and yang is more masculine. Yin is more dark and more internal, and yang is more external and more bright. Okay, so it's like a male-female designation, yin being feminine, yang being masculine. Yin is very nurturing, very healing, more like water, and yang is very sort of, it can give you a lot of energy, but it can also be kind of harsh. Yeah, it's just like fire. So it can help, but it can also harm. Of course, water can harm too if there's too much of it. So everything in Chinese astrology is about balance. And the Chinese astrology and Feng Shui, also I studied the medicinal purposes, like I studied acupuncture and that kind of thing. So that's all the chi system and the meridians. So it's very precise and it works very well. It works very well. Now, years that end in an even number are yang, while odd number years are yin. And to understand the attributes of the 5 elements, when the last digit of the year is 0, it's a yang year, okay? And it's a yang metal. So 0, if you see a 0 year, it ends in 0, like 2000, it's a yang metal, always. If it ends in a 0. If it ends in a 1, like 2021, okay, it's a yin metal. And we have also, if you have if it ends in a 2, it's a yang water. If it ends in a 3, it's yin water. If it ends in a 4, it's yang wood. If it ends in a 5, it's yin wood. If it ends in a 6, it's yang fire. 2026. Right now it's red horse year, yang fire. Yang is masculine, fire is masculine, yang is fiery. A lot of fire for that fiery red horse. That's where they get the 4 horses of the apocalypse with the different colors from Chinese. It comes from Chinese astrology. There's 5 of them, different colors that are very similar. And in the Bible, Book of Revelations, it talks about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and the red and the black and the white, and then the pale horse. It's a greenish pale color, kind of a pale green. That pale green is probably similar to the green and the yellow that they have in Chinese astrology, because they kind of don't tell you exactly the color on the green one. It's an odd kind of green. So it obviously comes from Chinese astrology. Talking about the dragon in the Bible, obviously is talking about, there's all the different colored dragons. There's the red dragon, the green dragon, the white dragon, the black dragon, all these different dragons. So that's also from the Bible, the dragon, Satan, Hasatan. But actually, they say that Satan's the old dragon, but dragon is similar to Aries, which is the god of war. Yeah, Mars and Aries. So the attribute of dragon, the story of dragon was that he actually tried to help rabbit, that is similar to Pisces. And Jesus says, I believe. So that's Pisces. So Jesus associates with Pisces, the age of Pisces, Jesus. He's the avatar for the age of Pisces. So Pisces is like rabbit, and dragon helped rabbit, but rabbit never knew that dragon helped him. And the rabbit was stuck in the river and couldn't get to the edge, was going to drown. But dragon drew a deep breath and pushed it so that the water took rabbit to the shore, and rabbit had no idea. So sometimes, dragon didn't ever tell rabbit he helped him, and sometimes rabbit may be afraid of dragon or think dragon's bad, but actually dragon helped him. So dragon isn't, Hasatan or Lucifer isn't always a bad thing, because he's just like the fall of man. It's a fortunate fall. From there we get consciousness. Without the fall of man, we wouldn't have any consciousness. We all be unconscious, unable to experience life. So these things are mythologies. So there's a lot of animals and stories in the Bible that are directly from Chinese astrology, like the adder and the path and the tribe of Dan, directly from the story of horse and snake, how snake got ahead of horse by scaring horse. and making horse rear up. Got it right from Chinese astrology, same thing. And the Kabbalah, all based on Chinese astrology, the other branches and roots and stems, but it's all from the Feng Shui and the Chinese astrology and the Chinese medicinal system. So that's where it originates from. All right, now moving to the colors. So we have the colors when we've given you the last digit, how you can know, and we have in the description box, click on the description box because we have a blog for you to look at, and you can have this and you can see it all written down, all spelled out for you, so you can, go back to it and check it out if you want to look at these numbers. Okay, now, so we got to 7 is Yin Fire. I stopped on 6 being Yang Fire, and I talked about Yang and Fire and Horse, and I talked about Dragon and Horses and all that. So I stopped there. I digressed, excuse me. Now we go to 7 Yin Fire. If it ends in a 7 in goat year, sheep goat year, next year, 2027, it's Yin Fire, Yin Fire. Okay. And 8, if it ends in an 8, it's Yang Earth. If it ends in a 9, it's Yin Earth. Now, the elemental colors are yellow for earth, and sometimes they say gold, but it's yellow for earth. White is metal. Sometimes they say silver, obviously metal, but white is for metal, traditionally. Black is water, and green is wood. Green is wood, and red is fire, of course. So that's the elements. That's how the next year, 2027, and then 12 years after that, 2039, how those are going to be. And if you want to get back to a Yin Fire Sheep, Red Sheep Goat year, you'll have to wait all the way until 2087. It'll be the same thing. You can start all over again if you're born in 2027. Okay. Thanks for joining us, and join us again next time. We'll see you again soon. Take care.